Congresswoman Baldwin, I want to play this sound for our audience, which is your opponent getting caught on tape talking about his plans for Medicare and Medicaid. Take a listen.
Change Medicare and Medicaid like I did welfare, and who better than me? It's already finished one of the entitlement programs and come up with programs to do away with Medicaid and Medicare. Let's block grant what the state has and allow the states to determine what's going to go into Medicaid. And Medicare, let's wait till everybody that's right now is under 55, reaches 55 by age 2020, and give them a choice whether or not they want to purchase health insurance with a subsidy from the federal government or stay in Medicare. I'm here to tell you, when you look at the situation, nobody's going to accept it because Medicare is going broke by the year 2022.
That's Tommy Thompson talking to a Tea Party audience, saying the words programs he wants to do away with Medicaid and Medicare. What kind of effect has that had in the race?
Well, certainly people were shocked when they saw that video. And Tommy Thompson's trying to do a fast dance around this whole tape. He's claimed that it was taken out of context, even though you played it in its entirety. He has, in last night's debate, he and I had our final debate last night, he said, oh, I never supported a voucher program for Medicare. He has his own new plan. But the bottom line is that he supports the elimination of traditional Medicare in much the same way that Paul Ryan has proposed. They offer plans that would shift costs to seniors, and they would be tremendously burdened with out-of-pocket expenses as their vouchers didn't keep up with runaway health care costs. I was raised by my grandparents, and so I had a chance as a young person to understand the value of Medicare. You know, I don't believe it's just a program, it's a promise. And in my campaign, it's a promise that I vow to keep should I become Wisconsin's next U.S. Senator.
Congresswoman, the polls are showing Wisconsin at the national, in the presidential race, closer than I think people had anticipated. John Kerry won Wisconsin in 2004, and so it's, I think, a little surprising to people. It's considered a swing state now. Obviously, Paul Ryan being on the ticket has part of to do with it. But part of that is the economy, am I right? I mean, it seems that the Wisconsin economy is underperforming nationally. How do you talk to voters about President Obama's record when that's the case?
Well, we all see signs of recovery, but I think across the nation, and certainly in Wisconsin, we're frustrated with the pace. Nevertheless, I think Wisconsinites are clear of how we got in this mess in the first place, and it was decisions made in the Bush administration supported by my opponent when he was a cabinet member in the Bush administration, and we know it's going to take some time to work out of it. It's why I've focused so strongly on rebuilding Wisconsin's manufacturing economy. You know, between Indiana and Wisconsin, we compete with each other for the #1 spot of having the largest manufacturing economy as a percent of our population, and yet we've taken it on the chin in recent years, and so it's why I worked on a bipartisan basis to pass legislation that reins in China's unfair trade practices, whereby they're subsidizing their industry, particular paper. We are the #1 producer of paper in the country. So the president and myself have a plan. Frankly, we haven't seen anything from Romney or Thompson on that regard.
U.S. Senate candidate Tammy Baldwin, thanks for joining us this morning. Really appreciate it.